Well, the Ticats had a big lead against BC a few weeks back, and the Lions made it a signal that fourth-quarter flurry. Can Henry Burris do likewise? Pass underneath is caught by Banks, wrestled down by Kyrus Hebert, playing in his 100th Canadian Football League game.
You think about that interception by Jeff Tisdale and the real questionable penalty that basically, when you look at how it transpired, turned into a missed field goal opportunity for Montreal, because they elected not to try the longer one after the penalty yards were marched off.
Tisdale, a former Tiger Cat, has 23 career interceptions now. Second down, Burris stands in, look for Grant, and Tisdale was there defensively. And another flag flies. Gerald Brown was covering Dobson Collins, and was that where the officials detected a foul?
Gerald Brown is indicating that it's an offensive call.
Forward pass interference. Montreal number 12. Ball spotted, point of the foul.
Boy, they're going to call it on Tisdale.
Brown was battling with Dobson Collins, and he felt like he got pushed. I think that's why he was arguing the officials, or telling his teammates anyway, that this was going against Hamilton. An illegal contact earlier in that play. Didn't see interference at the end of it.
A pump from Burris, and now looks deep, but unable to hook up with Andrea Jones. Byron Parker wasn't fooled by the Burris fake.
Let's go back to the play before that interference call by Jeff Tisdale on Jeff Tisdale. This is the top of it. He cuts underneath there, and so when the ball was arriving, there was no contact made there. It must have been right out of the break. That replay doesn't show you the first part of the route by Bakari Grant.
Second and 10 from the Ticat 48. Here comes the pressure on Burris. Hebert in pursuit, gets it away, and incomplete again. Parker was there. The intended target was on Rhea Jones, and Henry Burris 11 for 23 on the day.
He's been on the run all game long. I'm talking about Henry Burris, and you talk about hits in the first half and sacks and hurries. He had 6 hits, 4 hurries, 2 sacks in the first half. This will go down as another hurry and pressure.
Bartel, and it will bounce into the hands of Bowling, and he'll get stacked up with flags flying, dropped inside the 18. We'll sort the penalties out when we come back. Troy Smith, big CFL starting debut here in Montreal.
Shop at Safe.
Well, earlier today we showed you the Heisman Trophy winners that have come to the Canadian Football League. The only other to have played in Montreal was the ordinary superstar, and he was more than ordinary. Johnny Rogers.
Was he ever part of the '74 championship from Montreal?
And we're just saying, we can't believe Johnny Rogers' name isn't in the Ring of Honor here with the likes of Echeverry, Patterson, Dixon, Dalariba, Pringle, and Ayu. Here's Terrell Sutton, and a burst for a first down up across the 25-yard line. There was a penalty on the punt return, a holding call against Gainey, but Sutton gets them out of a hole. And we talked to Troy Smith about his familiarity with the ordinary superstar.
I know Johnny Rogers. He's one of my Heisman brothers, man. He's a great guy. Only got a chance to be around him a couple times, and that's around when we get a chance to go back as previous Heisman Trophy winners every year annually downtown in New York. So I got a chance to meet him a couple times, and early on when I got a chance to win the award, he had me sign a bunch of footballs for him.
That sidearm from Troy Smith incomplete. Wonder if Troy Smith's ever going to get a chance to do a Johnny Rodgers and back into the end zone on a touchdown run.
Well, great career for Johnny Rodgers. You think back, he's the outstanding rookie in '73, All-Star nominee for the MOP, 74 and 75, and I mentioned that '74 championship.
So that's how Johnny Rodgers is represented on the Ring of Honor here. There's Terrell Sutton taking that little outlet pass from Troy Smith up to the 35-yard line. It's going to be about a yard short of a first down.
Interesting when you timing for this screen pass, almost perfect. As Sutton comes out, Troy Smith will drop back, make it look like he's going down the field, take that extra side step, and then drop it in behind the offensive line. And Michael Ola out there again leading the way.
Hassan Azimi out of Pickering makes the tackle for the Ticats. Jim Pop may have a decision here. It looks like they're going to be a yard short, a little less than that perhaps. And as I think it's obvious, Troy Smith's going to get all the headlines tomorrow, but the addition of Terrell Sutton is one that's certainly paying dividends here for the Alouettes as he establishes himself as the go-to tailback for Jim Pop.
A nice change of direction. I mentioned vision in the first half, how he could see the hole and make those cuts, and he's got some breakaway speed too. Not a big guy at 5'8", but looks good in this game.
So third and less than a yard. And Smith, who was handling short yardage duties, will plunge ahead. We mentioned they've had 5 different tailbacks this year, and the job really vacated by the injury to Brandon Whitaker, and Terrell Sutton has been making his case in the last couple of weeks.
75 rush yards. And Jim Pop gave Jerome Messam lots of opportunity. As I mentioned, his average was just not there, and rushed for just over 500 yards. This is the leading rusher on the Alouettes right now, but I think Terrell Sutton gives him that breakaway ability that Jerome Messam just wasn't showing them.
Averaging over 7 yards a carry since taking over. Straight ahead again, and just over the 40. So close to 4 more for Terrell Sutton.
But I think you're absolutely right. No matter what the numbers are for Sutton at the end of this one, the story will be Troy Smith's first half, and see if he can finish this game heading into the fourth quarter here shortly. But pretty impressive, and you never know. The guy's able to make the step, and Jim Pop wants to evaluate him for the playoff run this year, but he's got a bigger, longer-term picture in mind as well.
Second down. That throw for Bruce is incomplete. Hasn't been spot on today.
No, I mean, there will be peaks and valleys. I mean, there always is. There's young guys will, but here's what I've seen him be able to do is to see the game, recognize blitz. Sometimes he'll throw it around the blitz, throw it before the blitz can get there, so that he's throwing it out of bounds. I've seen him throwing it away, not been fooled by some different looks defensively from Hamilton. He's got the 3 touchdown throws.
But now in a little valley with 6 consecutive incompletions. Sean White kicking it away from Banks, and this one is going to bounce down at around the 25. And Banks scoops it up and steps out at the 30-yard line. 45-yard kick. Henry Burris. Well, it looks like it'll be Dan Lefevre for Hamilton when we come back. TSN is your home for Barclays Premier League with up to 5 matches each week on TSN, TSN2 and TSN.ca. Next match sees Crystal Palace taking on Fulham. Live coverage continues tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific on TSN. Be sure to check out TSN.ca for the full weekend schedule. So Henry Burris will stay on the sidelines, and Dan Lefevre is in at quarterback. And you're talking at a half, we see Lefevre often inserted into the lineup as a change of pace, and thought the way things were going in the first half that you might have expected this earlier, but let's see what Lefebvre can do now. Late third quarter, and he throws the hitch complete, and Bakari Grant has the catch up at the 39-yard line.
Well, throughout the season, they have put Dan Lefebvre in there, and they'll put him in for a couple series. Henry Burris, not good numbers, 11 of 23, 106 yards, and the interception to Jeff Tisdale. So, we'll see if this is Dan Lefebvre taking over for the rest of this game because the offense just couldn't get going, or is this just what they've been doing all season long, which was to play him for a couple series and then bring Henry Burris back in as he watches from the sideline for a couple.
6 times Burris has led the weekly passing totals,
but their issues offensively have not been Henry Burris's fault.
They haven't been able to cope with the pressure package of Montreal today. Big boys hunker down on 2nd and short. And Lefebvre gets enough of a push behind Peter Diakowski and Mark Dial to move the chains.
Even when they've gone with 4-man pressure, which hasn't been very often, John Bowman has had a big game. He mentioned he got his 70th sack of his career. That ties his buddy Anwar Stewart. He's not dressed for tonight's game, but on the 46-man roster for the Alouettes.
Bowman now up to 10 sacks on the year. He has 6 in 7, so the 8-year veteran is getting hot at the right time. Final minute, third quarter. And here comes the heat again. Lefebvre took off, and he's up to the 48.
Maybe Ken Austin's trying to play a hunch here, too, and consider that Dan Lefebvre's got 4 straight games with a touchdown. He has the same amount of rushing touchdowns as their star tailback, C.J. Gable. So Tommy Condell may be thinking, hey, we can get some run game going, more of that ride to side with C.J. Gable and Dan Lefebvre, and maybe that's how we break down this defense a little bit.
And he was able to do that against Moncton against the Alouettes. Here's pressure from Cox, and he'll just throw it away with Aaron Labarius also in the backfield. Lefebvre ran 9 times for 62 yards and a touchdown against the Owls in Touchdown Atlantic.
Chip Cox does this really well. He'll disguise as if he's covering a receiver, then take a couple of shuffle steps inside and go on the blitz. Forces Lefebvre to throw that one away. Fire drill up there.
Yeah. I think the Alouettes just assumed that that they'd go for it on 3rd and 4, and at the last second
trying to get their defense off, and they're off teams back out there, and there was about 30 guys. They're just, wait a minute, there you go, hold on. Hang on, special teams, kick return. No, wait, Chip Cox trying to get out there. They're
flag on the play. Bowling. Another flag, and presume that the timeout, we did not get notification that the timeout negated the penalty on all that
we didn't
traffic that was going on.
Didn't see a timeout call. Maybe the officials just gave him a break there.
On the return, we have holding penalties on Montreal, 46 and 21. By rule, only one can be applied. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So Walter Spencer and Mike Edom will both be called on that penalty.
Now it's zeros on the clock. Normally, you can't stop, go to the quarter break on a penalty, so you will have one more play before the end of the third on an accepted penalty.
So the ball marched back to the 15-yard line, or inside the 15. Final play of this third quarter. 3 more points for the Owls in quarter number 3 after Troy Smith had 2 touchdown passes to S.J. Green, 1 to Arlen Bruce in the first half. Oh, direct snap, Terrell Sutton, and he did well to get that back. Almost a big turnover by the Alouettes deep in their own territory. Let's have one more look at the final play of the third quarter, as it could have been dangerous, but Smith able to field it on a bounce and preserve it for Montreal. Well, I, for one, wasn't expecting a one-sided game. The stats tell you it very much has been.
The way this Montreal defense has been playing, this is a team that can make a lot of noise in the playoffs. Just 6 first downs after 3 quarters for Hamilton. They only had 17 yards of offense in the third quarter, and they've switched quarterbacks.
And it sets the scene for next week in Guelph, the return match where Montreal wins and you've got a tie for second, and suddenly the home field that Hamilton thought they were going to nail down is very much in a precarious position.
Well, and remind the viewers that for 11 straight games, the Hamilton Tiger Cats offensively have had at least 20 first downs in a game, and just 6 after 3 quarters. Tells you how well this Montreal defense has been playing throughout the 3 quarters here this afternoon, and pretty much all season.
Well, I think there's always been that thought with Jim Pop's defense, as good as it has been, could they do some damage, get on that late season roll? Troy Smith gets away, drops the ball, and that's the second time in this series the ball's been on the carpet down inside the Montreal 15, but the Alouettes get it back again. And 91 will, like his game film, a little bit better than most Ticats after this is done.
Yeah, you know, he's played well. He's done his thing, no question. He's got good pressure. That's the first time that Troy Smith's been a little sloppy with the ball. Had it out there in one hand. He should try and, when he feels that pressure from Boudreau, make sure he puts it under the arm and protects it. You could get back to it, rally to it.
So the Ticats should get the ball in good field position here as Sean White is standing in the end zone, or do they give up? Do they give up the safety?
Wait, 5 yards deep is right on the cusp, and I like this decision.
Yeah, it's an easier call when it's 34-3.
Yeah, you give up 2 and you get the field position, and the way your defense has been playing, I think Jim Pop says that 2 points shouldn't bother us too much.
Well, how much should we read into this if it stands with Troy Smith, Terrell Sutton, and 34 points on the board? Is this a team that suddenly has to be factored into Grey Cup equations?
I think it's significant when you consider Hamilton coming off back-to-back wins against the Toronto Argonauts. I mean, the one question mark in Montreal since Anthony Calvillo went down after week 7 in Saskatchewan was who was going to command this team from the quarterback position? Who's going to take the reins? Josh Nicewander had his moments. He was 3-2, although one of the starts was when he was pulled early against the BC Lions. Tanner Marsh finished that game off and won it. Come from behind win. Now Tanner Marsh was 1-2, so with Nicewander kind of falling off the pace a little bit over the last couple of weeks, some interception issues. There was 6 in the last 2 games. They want to give Troy Smith an opportunity. Great first half for him in his first start. He managed the third quarter well, even though Hamilton made some adjustments defensively. And boy, that could be the final piece of the puzzle for this Montreal team.
White with the kickoff, and it'll be handled by Gable. And C.J. Gable works his way close to the 45. Let's see what Dan Lefevre can do. We would expect that Lefevre might finish out this one.
Yeah, again, I don't know if Henry Burris has been pulled in a game against Calgary when he wasn't playing well, and Ken Austin pulled him at that point, put Dan Lefevre out. I'm not sure this game is that same scenario. This was not Henry Burris's fault.
This, in hockey terminology, would be the mercy hook.
That's right.
Lefevre tosses it, and there is Shiger back in the Ticat lineup with the catch, the Sherbrooke product. Mentioned that injury suffered in practice, a pinky finger that was almost shattered, broken in 6 spots. He was number 2 among Canadian receivers in the league through the first third of the season until that injury.
We got off to a great start. Just shy of 400 yards coming in and missed 7 games.
Second and just over a yard. And it's Siobhan Walker. And Siobhan Walker getting a shot in the backfield here. The speedster who made such an impression early last year. And he has a 10-yard off tackle run.
Hasn't been on the roster for some time, 8 weeks as a matter of fact. And Siobhan Walker getting a chance to dress to this afternoon, and he's been used as a blocker for the most part, trying to pick up the blitz.
First carry since August the 16th. Ten-yard pickup, and first down for the Ticats. Here comes pressure, and Lefevre is dropped. John Bowman's got his 2nd of the game and his 11th of the season.
And his 71st in his career.